Good morning friends and welcome to the pre-market view. Friends, over the weekend we had weakness across the markets. Firstly, the European markets, most of them were down sharply, particularly CAC and DAX were down almost 1.5 to 2%. And again, the focus of the attention is the Spanish bond yields. They have actually risen to almost 6.97%, and same is the case with Italian bonds, which have gone up to almost 6%. So we continue to see a fragile situation there, and there's not much of clarity as to how the entire Eurozone issue is going to get resolved. And same thing is reflected in the way the euro has moved to about 1.22 and the dollar index has moved up to 83.3. US markets were also down as we had some negative data points, particularly on the job market, and the non-farm payroll were about 80,000 versus the expectations of about 90,000 to 1 lakh, which raises the hope of some kind of a monetary easing by the Fed in its next policy meet. When we look at the Asian markets today, most of them are down anywhere from about 0.5 to 1%. So there's a bit of a negative cues that we are getting, and because of that, the SGX Nifty is showing a cut of about 80 to 20 points at about 53.10. Friends, as we have been pointing out earlier, the FI inflow in the cash market continues to be robust, and even on Friday, they were buyers to the tune of about 572 crore, and the domestic institutions were sellers to the tune of 223 crore. Even on the F&O side, in the futures, they were buyers to the tune of almost 571 crore. On that note, let me invite Shaival to take us through the F&O cues and the possible strategies that we can have in the current scenario. Hi Shaival, where do you expect the broad range of Nifty to be for the next, let's say, 1 week or so? And also, in case there is a greater probability of the volatility, how can one really play this event?
Yeah, see, first of all, I'd like to draw your attention toward the PCR ratio. From past couple of trading sessions, the PCR ratio is hovering around the mark of 1.20, 1.25. So even that has been indicating there's not much activity taking place either on the call side or on the put side. The positions are as it is. The other thing which has been coming to the limelight is that from past couple of trading sessions, the FIs have been a marginal buyer, say about 400 crore or 300 crore or 500 crore. In Friday's trading session, we have seen that they were net buyer of around 571 crore, and in that they were net buyer of 1000 crore in index options. So that is even indicating that their focus is more on index rather than on stocks. So now what we have seen is that the implied volatility is also started picking up. If we see from the individual strikes perspective front, whereas the VIX index was marginally lower in Friday's trading session. So what we have seen is that 5,300 call option followed by 5,500 call option has seen a good activity, whereas on the lower side 5,200 put option stands with the highest number of shares in the open interest. Now the weekly VWAP is standing at 5,300. So as we are trading about this, the as for the market is still positive from our side. So on lower side 5,300 on closing basis remains a good support for the market, whereas on the higher side for this particular week what we can see is 5,400 can be targeted, or we can say that would act as a hurdle, because we have results lined up of Infosys, TCS and HDFC on Thursday, and we also have an IIP number. So maybe because of that reason market may witness high intraday whipsaws.
So in case somebody wants to capture this volatility because of the earnings and because of the global markets, then we already have rolled out one strategy to capture that movement.
Exactly. See, we have rolled out in past trading sessions Nifty Strangle, so one can refer the reports, and if one gets a spread near to the initiated strategy spread, then one can surely look onto the Nifty Strangle strategy.
Right. Also, if you could give us some individual stock specific strategy.
Yeah, we have identified two stocks from the intraday perspective. ITC is looking positive with support of 250 rupees, and Sun Pharma is also looking positive with support of 628 rupees 60 paisa. Now if someone wants to play on positional basis, Hindalco is looking very good, and we have initiated call option of 130 strike on Hindalco in Friday's session with a stop loss of 1 rupees and target of 4 to 6 rupees for 3 to 4 trading sessions.
Right, Shaival, thanks a lot for that update. Friends, back home the markets were pretty dull on Friday, no real major action. and even today, as I pointed out, there's not going to be much of positive cues. In fact, the SGX Nifty is quoting about 18 to 20 points below. On the monsoon front, friends, we believe that there has been some amount of progress in the last about 3 to 4 days, but next 5 to 7 days are going to be far more crucial in terms of the important crops. So if we see progress, definitely it would be positive. And in terms of earnings season, as we all know, the earnings season has started, and few companies like IndusInd Bank, HDFC and HDFC Bank are going to be announcing their numbers very soon. We are coming out with a nice report which will combine both the consensus earning expectations and the technical levels, so that you can actually capture those movements more effectively. This would be in a separate section. Now coming to the stock specific news, Indraprastha Gas has hiked the prices of CNG by rupees 2.90 per kg in Delhi. Remember, they had also hiked price in Noida and Ghaziabad by almost 3 to 3.3 rupees per kg. So this stock would remain in action. Friends, Engineers India has received an order of about 720 crore, which is a positive news. So you would see some uptick there. Also, there are reports that the Cable Amendment Act would be amended in the next few days, and as we all know that there was some amount of delay in the deadline for the digitization, and if this Amendment Act is actually implemented, then it would be a positive news for some of the companies like Dish TV, Den Network and Hathway Cable. So some of these stocks could provide good upside. Remember, Dish TV was in action even on Friday, and technically also the stock is looking good. And in JSW Steel, there are reports that they had undercast their debt for FY12 by almost 12,000 crore. So there is a bit of a controversy and a negative news flow which is going around that stock. That stock may remain volatile over the next few days. That's it from all of us, friends. See you tomorrow at the same time.